AFC North, and I happen to be wearing a Cleveland jersey, but I am not a Cleveland fan this year, that's for sure. I think the class of this division is Baltimore. Actually, I think Baltimore might be the class of the AFC. Whoa.
Ooh, is that denouement or what's the foreshadowing?
It's foreshadowing. It's onomatopoeia. I'm not sure what it is. But Baltimore added Jacoby Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore has Ray Rice, who they can pretty much ride to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Flacco has lived up to expectations.
He does what he needs to do for them.
Yeah, I mean, they were one drop pass away from the Super Bowl themselves. If
Mm-hmm.
Lee Evans holds on to a ball, they win that game, or they could win that game, and they could be Super Bowl champions last year. I think they might be this year. Yes, the defense is getting a little long in the tooth. Yes, I hate Ray Lewis and his little dances before the game. But
he's in his 54th year. I mean, I think he's pretty solid.
Yeah, he's going to be playing with his son soon. Like his son is probably going to play outside linebacker next to him fairly soon. So, my personal opinion, Baltimore is the class of this division.
I won't argue that.
I happen to think that Cincinnati is moving up. I happen to think that Pittsburgh is moving down. Talking about teams that are getting older, Pittsburgh is getting older.
Absolutely.
Ben Roethlisberger, he's a tough player, but he takes an awful lot of shots, and injuries have to be a concern for them this year. The running backs, they're okay. They're not going to scare anybody.
Right.
Mendenhall's also been an injury problem.
Although Redmond had over 1,000 yards last year. He's a good workhorse for them. Can he last the season, though?
Yeah,
Pittsburgh seems to get hurt a lot.
They do. They play rugged style of football,
Mm-hmm.
and you pay a price for that. Cincinnati, Andy Dalton's done way better than anyone expected, I
That's
think.
for sure.
A.J. Green is very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
They just seem to be a team on the rise. So I'm putting Cincinnati over Pittsburgh, and then you have Cleveland. You have to feel bad for Cleveland.
I do. But they have new owners.
One of 4 teams that are going to be starting a rookie quarterback in Brandon Whedon.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the least, the least hyped of those rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, because he's coming out at 28 years old or whatever into the draft, and people are saying he's, beyond, what you want. And I mean, people retire at 28.
NFL players do.
Yeah, but he was
Stu and I don't.
But he would, we'll work till we're dead.
And they're already having trouble with injuries with Trent Richardson. Trent Richardson, amazing physical specimen, could bench press this building, can jump over Stewart and I standing on each other's shoulders. Going to be a great player. Just have to see if he can get through the injuries and actually get some reps in and learn the system. So it's going to be another tough year in the dog pound.
And the only thing is I would switch Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Until Cincinnati proves that they can beat everybody else, and I haven't seen that yet. They're not as tough defensively near the end of the year as they were in the beginning of the year. They seem to have faded a bit. I love Dre Kirkpatrick. And, anybody coming out of Alabama has been a great pick lately.
Just randomly pick Alabama or LSU players. You're going to be fine.
And Mohamed Sanu out of Rutgers, I think, is going to be a nice addition on the wide receiver. I don't know if he'll start immediately because they have pretty decent receivers. But that's a nice pickup for this team who's on the rise. So they're young. Could they,
Added Ben Jarvis Green Ellis so they can do a little ball control, take a little of the pressure off of Dalton.
He's in Cincinnati?
I believe so.
We'll have to check that. I thought he was somewhere else.
He's in Cincinnati. Folks.
Oh, look at that.
Take my word for it.
Damn, I can't even read my hair.
So they've added Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Yes, they did.
That's going to take a little bit of the pressure off of Andy Dalton. He'll be able to hand off, get some consistent, move the chains, 4 yards in a cloud of dust. So he won't always have to be throwing deep to Green. So there you go. I think Cincinnati's on the rise.
Absolutely.
Stewart's going to give the Pittsburgh dynasty another second-place finish, but we both believe that Baltimore's the team to beat.
Yeah, until Cincinnati beats somebody.
Oh, by the way, we're both winning 54.
Oh, that's right.
We tend to like middle linebackers, evidently.
We're mentally 9.
Okay.
All right, so that's your AFC North. We'll be right back.